So there's been an increase in Muslim attacks in recent years since October 7, and before that, obviously, of course, they've been attacking Muslims since 9/11, in fact, because of our identity, how we identify ourselves as Muslims. The demonization of Muslims through the mainstream media has obviously contributed in that, in a large percentage. Because if a lie is repeated over and over and over, and there are so many people who are suggestible, who are, susceptible to, being gullible, basically. They take this information for face value without doing their own research. So they would fucking, obviously be easily influenced. All right, which is why it leads to murderers. Recently, there has been an attack in Michigan. And I'm sure you guys haven't heard about this one.
He came up to me, he was like that, and then he got one hand, he didn't have anything on his hand. He did pull my face up, and then the other hand was like a knife, and he just came out of nowhere and just slid the knife on me.
7-year-old Seda Masra at a park on Detroit's far west side this week with her grandma, attacked at random by a 73-year-old man.
When he came towards my grandma, I ran home, and then my grandma was screaming, what? Everybody was saying knife, 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 but she didn't understand, so I told her in Arabic so she could know.
Seda kicked him and ran to her nearby home, showing Mom what he'd done, slashed her throat and tried to puncture her stomach with a pocket knife.
His hair was gray, here was hair, and here was hair, but the middle was bald.
Seda describing her alleged attacker, Gary Lansky, now charged with assault with intent to murder and assault.
Now, why is that not in every news network, right? Repeated, on repeat, right? Here's why. Because the attacker, or the person that's getting attacked, is a young Muslim girl, and the attacker is a Jewish extremist terrorist. That's why. Because if it was vice versa, it would be all over the news. But because it is what it is, it doesn't serve any party's interest. And what I'm speaking about is the Democratic Party or the Republican, because both of them support terrorism. They support this Israeli terrorist state. So because this is Jewish descent to extremists who attacked this young girl and nearly killed her, therefore this news needs, this entire thing needs to be covered up. It needs to be forgotten, thrown to the side, shouldn't be talked about anymore. Well, we're going to talk about it. And before that, a landlord attacked a young kid. Remember this news?
This is one of the last pictures taken of Wadia Al-Fayumi, who just a couple of weeks ago celebrated his 6th birthday. His life was brutally taken away yesterday morning at his home in unincorporated Plainfield after he was stabbed 26 times with a military-style knife. Will County investigators saying today he and his mother were attacked by their landlord, Joseph Chuba. The 71-year-old is now charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and 2 counts of committing a hate crime.
What we have is a murdered Palestinian child by someone who is radicalized by the environment in which we live right now that casts Palestinians as human animals.
In announcing the charges today, the Will County Sheriff's Office called the crime senseless and cowardly, saying in part, detectives were able to determine that both victims in this brutal attack were targeted by the suspect due to them being Muslim and the ongoing Middle Eastern conflict involving...
They love killing babies, man. These fucking cowards. Muslims out there, you have every right as an American citizen to own a gun. You understand that. Some states don't allow you to carry guns, which is unfortunately that you should. Everybody should. I mean, because criminals will carry their guns. They will carry weapons with them because they don't give a fuck about the law. The only people who can carry guns is law-abiding citizens in certain states, which is sickening, right? Point being, if this was your daughter, you should have every right to shoot this fucking piece of shit in the head. Because I can tell you right now, this guy is probably gonna get away with it. They're probably gonna ship his ass to Israel and claim that they executed him, or that he's in prison in some hole somewhere. He's a hero in their eyes. I mean, obviously they're sending money to these criminals, billions of dollars, in supporting them against, to continue the genocide that they're committing on the Palestinian people. So obviously they're into it, right? These fucking criminals. So protect your own. Protect your own. Everybody should protect your own, especially during these tension that's going on right now in political in the political field. That you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, we have the Democratic Party. They're so. I don't know how to explain this. You can clearly see, either way this election goes, there's gonna be an issue. There's gonna be some type of huge problem, and God forbid it happens, but it seems that way. It actually does seem that way. So protect yourself. Anyway, that's all I gotta say, is that Muslims are being attacked, and the future seems to be very dark. We only could pray for the better, and hopefully nothing bad happens. And that's all. I just wanted to share this. There's this very devastating and horrific news, because if this was my daughter, I will fucking kill that piece of shit. Don't expect, again, guys, do not expect these people to punish this Jewish descent man when they're giving billions of dollars to these people to do what this man just did. Don't expect them to be on your side, or on the side of justice for that matter. No. There's biases, and the biases is very evident.